For this build, you'll need
thin EVA foam. These buckles. Use the bottom two of the buckles and connect them up. You can cut one more piece of foam and stick it to the top part of the buckle, and then glue it to the bottom part. Glue it right here. Do the same thing to the other side. You're gonna get this thing, which is gonna be your main quiver holder thing. Strap on.
cut out a square piece of thin EVA foam.
Trim down each side at a 45-degree angle, so that when you close it together, it will leave no gap. You're gonna need to cut out another layer of the thin EVA foam and cut out this shape. Make sure it is symmetrical and make an arrow at the end and then a little band covering it. Make sure it's all one piece and then stick it on to the wrapped around quiver. Do not do it like how I did it, which is very badly. As you can see, it is not symmetrical at all and it looks very displeasing to the eye. So don't do that. Little details on the strap pieces. You're gonna want to cut out little small squares out of thin craft foam, which is EVA foam. You just find it in craft stores and they're really thin. And use the method I told you about in the making the costume video, and press down the foam with alfoil and an iron in that order, which will indent this pattern into the foam, which will make it leathery. Now you need to cut out 3 squares on the top one, 2 squares on the bottom part of the buckle, and do that for the other side. So you're gonna need 10 in total squares of thin foam. Press them all down with an iron and then glue it on so that you can hold this next step. Get a cylindrical mold, let's say this for example, and wrap sheet metal around it so that you have a perfectly cylindrical shape. You can cap it off at the end with another plate of metal, but I chose not to because I didn't have time. And no one's gonna look at it from the side anyway, so this looks pretty realistic like that as is. So make 10 of them and then put them into the slots. Remember the little straps earlier that reminded you of overalls from a farmer's costume? Yeah, those things are gonna need to be placed onto the quiver. You're gonna want to place it at an angle so that the quiver will be at an angle from your body and it won't be just standing up straight. So if this is your body, the axis of symmetry for your straps will be where your head is, and this will be your head here. So you want this to face out to your dominant hand side. So your opposite hand, for me it's my left, will be holding the bow, and then your dominant hand, the right, will be pulling the arrow from the quiver from the right side of your body. So angle it so that the quiver will be facing the dominant side of your body. Slight angle as well. So don't worry about this part, it broke off when I was making it, but that's just my own stupidity. Do not do that. Hot glue or whatever you choose to put on, make sure it's very strong because this thing falls out really easy with the thinness of the foam. Then you have your quiver completely done. Line up your arrows so that the heads will fit in the smallest space possible, and then slide it into your quiver. Okay, so when you wear it, you'll want to orient the backpack things, I guess, so that the buckles are near your pecs. The ends, these things, they broke off on mine, like I have to say again, goes underneath a flap that I made in the costume. I don't have time to grab the costume now because reasons, and there'll be a flap here that will cover this part and you hold there. So for me, it's the foam I used is not desirable, so if you can get a better strap, please do. It's so much better than foam. And yeah, so as you can see, it can fit. If you glue it properly, there will be barely any movement, as you can see from the quiver. But because I don't like how loose it is as it is, I'm going to glue it onto the costume because then I don't have to worry about it. Because when I wore this and when I cosplayed with this, the straps actually broke off. So thank you everyone so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, favorite, subscribe, all these little gimmicks, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.